Hi, this is Dr. Eric Mandel, the director of MEPIN, the Middle East Political Information Network. I've spent the last 2 weeks in Israel meeting with political, intelligence, security, and defense officials, and I wanted to share with you 11 key takeaways. First, if you want a day-after plan for Gaza, you must destroy Hamas. The Saudis, Emiratis, Egyptians aren't going in as a transitional governing force unless Hamas is significantly degraded. Whether you're for or against this current operation going on into Gaza City, there's very few Israelis or really any people who are military analysts who believe that anyone but the IDF can dismantle or is willing to dismantle Hamas. Second, few who favor the current operation will admit that it's going to take many months, if not years, to suppress Hamas, and it's going to require a military occupation for a significant time. This is something Prime Minister Netanyahu is not telling the Israeli public. Third, Israel is telling civilians to leave Gaza City, but it's not searching the vehicles or the people going to the humanitarian zones, which means terrorists and weapons could be flowing into that humanitarian zone, the next terror hub that Israel is going to have to deal with. Fourth, going into Gaza City is just the first step. The IDF is going to have to go into the central refugee camps, which will take much more time. Fifth, there's this idea that get the hostages back and the IDF could always go back into Gaza. I don't believe that's true. I think once there is quiet, there's a ceasefire, the United States and international pressure, and even President Trump will oppose another large war, and the president would put pressure on Israel not to re-engage in a significant ground operation. Sixth, very few people believe Hamas will release all the hostages, as its demand is that America guarantee Israel never go back into Gaza, something that's never going to happen. Seventh, regarding Iran, the question is not if, but when Israel will strike again, both nuclear and ballistic facilities. Iran's patient, but its goal of destroying Israel has not changed. Eighth, the Lebanese army, the expectation that it could get rid of Hezbollah, that you have to manage your expectations. That's not going to happen. Hezbollah is embedded into the Lebanese armed forces, even into its intelligence division. Ninth, Israel has underinvested in making its case to the American people. After President Trump, the next president could be a harsh critic of Israel from the Democratic Party or an isolationist from the Republican Party. Yes, Israel must have supply lines that they are more self-reliant upon, but diplomatically, it's going to need American cover for years to come. 10th, sooner or later, there must be a reckoning with Qatar, the financier of the Muslim Brotherhood and all its nefarious arms, from Hamas to Al-Qaeda to the Taliban. U.S. national security interests demand it. Number 11. I've been to the humanitarian Kerem Shalom crossing, spoken with GHF officials and Kogat leaders. There's no food shortage. I've seen it with my own eyes. There is no food shortage. Yes, there is food insecurity because Hamas and criminal networks are stealing the aid, as well as it's difficult distributing aid in a war zone. However, Israel is the only country in the world accused of genocide this week, but providing aid to its enemy in a war. Please follow me at DRERICMANDEL on Instagram. That's at Dr. Eric Mandel on Instagram.